Hello, dear viewers, and welcome to a new episode of Games and Names. Our sport for this episode is the sport of kickboxing, and our featured star guest is Captain Walid Muawad, the females national team coach. So let's get to know more about kickboxing here in Egypt and about Captain Muawad in the upcoming minutes of Games and Names. Kickboxing is a descriptive term for martial arts that, while similar to boxing, use the feet just like the hands to hit. Kickboxing can be practiced for general health or as the fight sport. The World Kickboxing represents a set of disciplines or sports of combat that use the feet and the fists. Especially kickboxing is one of the disciplines of boxe pied-point, which was developed at first by Japanese and afterwards by North Americans. There are different kinds of kickboxing. Most popular is one where kicks are allowed towards head and torso only. In the middle of the years the 1960s, the Japanese Kurosaki, who trained in Kyokushinkai karate, traveled to Thailand discovering Thai boxing. In his returning to Japan, he decided to combine his techniques of karate with that of Thai boxing, removing elbow strikes. The Americans also removed knee strikes later, so a new sport called kickboxing was born. Among the non-Japanese that gained more successes, a special consideration should be given to Frenchman Christian Guillaume, who in '69 gained 4 victories and 2 draws, and American Benny the Jet Urquidez, who in '77 defeated Tatsuyuki Suzuki in 4 rounds. In '73, Urquidez and Howard Hansen created the WKA, or the World Karate Association, changing years after the K in karate for that of kickboxing. The more known champions are Rock Kamen, Benny Urquidez, Dennis Alexio, Ernesto Hughes, and Marek Petorski. Punches and kicks are permitted for above the waist. Sweepings and the low kicks are also permitted. The amateur combats take place in 3 rounds, and the professional ones last up to 5 rounds, and 10 in Championships of Europe and 12 in World Championships, with a 1-minute halftime break between rounds. The kicks to the thigh or low kick usually decide about the difference in the combat. Pants, long or short, boxing gloves and protectors for the teeth and the genitals. In the female combats, women should also wear protector or chests and boots.
My name is Walid Muawad.
I'm a kickboxing coach for Egypt's national team and the technical director of Al Ghaba Sporting Club. I started as a player when we had a committee for the sport affiliated with the Kung Fu Association, and that was when I was playing for the Police Academy team back in 2009. But 3 or 4 years ago, we started having an independent association for the sport of kickboxing. So, as I told you, I started as a Kung Fu player. Then I played kickboxing when we started having an independent association for the sport, and I participated as a player in numerous Arab and African championships. Then after finishing my playing career, I became a kickboxing coach and saw many of my players succeed in national, Arab, African, and international championships. And I specialize in training the youth. We are a very young Kung Fu kickboxing association here in Egypt. We have a very young kickboxing association. We haven't yet organized international tournaments as a kickboxing association, but we do plan to do so in the near future. As a coach, I had many of my girls like Sama and Yara and others from the youth teams playing in world events. They played Arab and African championships. They are still very young. They haven't yet participated in Olympic Games, but this is our goal. I think that the most important characteristics for a kickboxing athlete is first of all fitness. Of course, strength and power, along with agility, is also very important. Just like gymnastics, it's normal that we play, of course, the sport across different age categories and across different weight categories. And of course, the body shape of the player and his or her age determines which tournaments they will take part in. And of course, national team players have also important characteristics they must possess, including self-confidence and a strong personality, alongside the fitness, strength, power, and agility. Kickboxing simply is the use of the strikes by our legs and our hands. Of course, we play on the pitch and on the court. There is a full contact game and there is an orient game. There is a low kick game and we hit in the thigh. And in the full contact, we cannot hit below. We only hit in the chest and in the head. It's forbidden to hit under the belt. In the K1, we hit with our hands, legs, and our knees. There's also the kick light and the semi-contact, which is something like karate and something called a musical, where a player performs in the accompanying of music, of course. That's as far as the methods are concerned. Of course, the safety of the players is something very important. We have referees, judges. We have, of course, yellow and red cards. There are areas where you are forbidden to hit your opponent. Of course, if you are playing in a game where you are only allowed to hit with your hands and legs, you cannot hit with the elbow, for instance, or the knee. And of course, you cannot hit below the belt or in the back of the head. These are areas that are forbidden as far as strikes go. Safety measures are very important. We have a lot of precautionary measures and protective equipment in our sport. And of course, the referees and the judges
have a big task to protect the players. You see referees often times than not stopping the game if they find that a certain player cannot continue the game if he or she falls once or twice, for instance. It's very important to know that we have a lot of safety measures in our sport and our protective equipment. So our sport is not as dangerous as it is perceived. I mean, you can have dangerous injuries in other sports that don't look so dangerous, like football, for instance. So. Yes, there is contact in our sport, but it's not as dangerous as many people think. I mean, you could be a swimmer and also get injured if you hit the side of the pool. Of course, there is a difference between kickboxing for boys or girls. Of course, girls need a very special treatment, and you prepare the boys usually in a way that focuses on strength and power, while as for the girls, we focus on agility and elasticity more than power or muscle strength. And of course, the weight categories for girls are different, lighter, of course, and but what is common between preparing, males and females for success in the sport is that, of course, you have to make them love the sport, first of all. I mean, they have to love it to succeed in it. And you usually should, practice the sport for the love of sport before thinking about championships if you are to succeed. Yeah, I mean, and not everyone who comes to us, wants to be a champion. Some just practice the sport for sport as a lifestyle. The champion has different, not just physical abilities, but also different mental abilities usually, and the mentality is very important. And of course, the personality really matters in our sport and in all sports for that matter, be it for boys or for girls. and we have to prepare also, all the players, be it males or females, on tactics of the sport. Usually have two different situations. You're either hitting your opponent or basically waiting to receive a hit. So you have to get prepared for both possibilities. There are tricks, of course, when it comes to winning, and I believe that focus and determination are the key.
هبدا اخد منه حاجه، اما اخد منه حاجه ابدا اقول له والله انت ينفع تبقى بطل، لكن مش هيجي لي اقول له انت ينفع تبقى بطل.
And the official association for the sport of kickboxing globally is the WACO. And we have already participated in WACO competitions in the youth age category, but not in the seniors age category. But this is the plan in the near future, that not only will be having players in youth competitions organized by WACO, but also in the senior competitions organized by WACO, the official governing body of the sport globally. The most important Arab countries that practice the sport are Jordan, Algeria, and Morocco, alongside Egypt, of course. Uh, on the international level, we have a great number of countries. You have Russia, you have France, Argentina. We have also Poland, and there are some countries who are coming fast. There are some countries who are also, giving out their nationalities to talented players out there. So they too are coming forward. But so are we.
Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling fearless. Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all. Standing tall, fear I weighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling fearless. Exaggerated, that's
One of the most important elements for success in kickboxing is self-confidence, but we sometimes get confident players who are unable to do what they think they are able to do because they are not physically prepared. So we get first of all to prepare them physically, and then we teach them the tricks of the game, the tactics, how to run over the pitch, avoid getting hit, and how to land the best strikes, and how to stay focused again, because I believe that focus and determination is the key to creating a champion. The selection process for the national team is very easy. We just, pick the national team champion to be out there in the tournament. Sometimes the second or reserve player is the one who finished second in the national championship. In other times, it is the champion of the zones championships. We get, you know, champions of different zones to play against each other, so as to have an overall zones champion, and that champion would join the national team champion. So it can go either way. Selection process is very important for the national team because, after all, these players will be representing Egypt, their country, and raising the flag of their country. And you always have to have more than one player in each competition, of course, naturally. And in kickboxing, you can even have 3 or 4 players in the same age and weight category, simply because we have different styles. But sometimes finances, you know, are the obstacle.
فبالتالي بدل ما اجيب ميداليه اجيب 4 5 ميداليات يعني في الستايل الواحد في نفس الميزان.